In today's video, we're going to look at a client of mine from her first visit to after her 5th visit, and you'll see how much we've changed the shape of her nail and the health of her nail as well. So stay tuned. This was her first visit. You can see her nail is very deformed, and it goes through a process of flattening out and reattaching over the course of several months. She would come in once every 6 weeks or so. And the darkness I'll talk about in a little bit once we get there. But you can see both of her feet have problems with their big toenail. And we are getting to the point where the nail bed is beginning to reattach higher up, and the nail itself is being restored to a normal shape. So in this video, we're going to look at transforming ingrown nails and how to shape and trim scooped toenails. So when I say scooped, I mean the nail free edge curls upward. And so with her, she has the combination of the curl upward, but also the sidewall grows deep down. She's a big C curve. So it's really important to know how to trim them safely. So if you have nails like hers, you need to know how to trim them safely so that you don't develop ingrown nails. You can see I'm trying to show you exactly how far you have to go onto the side, towards the side of the nail, in order to keep that nail from becoming an ingrown nail. If you don't trim all the way to the lateral border, as the nail grows in, there's going to be a little piece of nail left that's maybe buried inside that sidewall, that as it grows forward, it pierces the skin, and that's when you have a lot of pain, and it can develop into an infection. So you pull the skin away as far as you can from the nail, and you take your nippers and you try and gently just push it all the way to the side so that the tip of the nippers actually clears the side of the nail. That's how you know you've gotten all the way to the side and you're not going to have a spicule left to potentially grow into an ingrown. So you might be wondering why her big toenail is discolored, and it's a little yellowed and brown, and that's not fungus. Originally we suspected that maybe she might have fungus, but really what it was, that the nail was so detached from the nail bed, I was concerned that as the nail was growing, that there might be a danger of developing a fungus because it's going to take some time for that nail bed to reattach. So I wanted to start her on a topical that I had. It's an all-natural product called Remedy that is geared to prevent and to kill off fungal infections, both of the nail and the skin. And some of the ingredients it can discolor the nail, so black seed oil is in there, and that has a darker color, obviously, and so that can stain the nail, which causes this sort of yellowed, brownish coloration. But after I clean it and buff off the nail plate, it looks totally normal again. And some of the other ingredients help with relaxing, like hydrating the nail, and so it helps to relax the curl of the nail as well. So after her second pedicure, I believe, we were able to get that deep curve that she originally came in with to relax almost completely. And so her pain in the nail has gone away tremendously. She had a lot of pain in that initial visit because, remember, if you saw it, it was really curled in and causing a lot of discomfort. And I couldn't even get all the way to the sidewall because the skin around her big toenail is super tight and puffy, and it wouldn't pull away. So the second time she came in, you could see there was like a big side spike almost coming towards the free edge, and so that I was able to trim off the second visit and make it more straight across. And we've been on a good trajectory ever since. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rachel. I go by The Nail Therapist here on YouTube because I consider myself a healer of natural nails. I specialize in pedicures, but I also do manicures, and I use only organic, non-toxic, and natural ingredients in all the products that I use so that I don't add to your toxic load. So I often get comments from my clients about how they don't understand how to file their nails properly, and it depends on the shape of the nail a lot of the time. For this particular client with her kind of ski jump scooped nails, it's a little bit more difficult because, like I said before, you have to make sure that you get all the way to the sidewalls. So you can see here I'm going underneath the edge of the nail right in the corner there, and I start at like a 45-degree angle, and then I work my way up to a 90-degree angle, and I can use the nail to go down the sidewalls as well to make sure that the nail is growing straight. And then I just sort of round the corners a little bit because these types of nails tend to get real sharp on the ends, and so you don't want real square corners. You want to round out the corners a little bit so as the nail grows in, it's not going to cut into the toe sitting next to it. So here I am coming in with the carbide bit from Erica's ATA. This is a safety top carbide bit, tapered barrel. I love this bit. It's great for reducing thick nails, and because of the safety top, it's got a smooth top. So if you bump it up against the skin, it doesn't cut it at all. It's super comfortable, and it doesn't wear down very fast. So it's really great. It doesn't. The clients don't complain about it getting super hot. And I just love it. So this is the safety top carbide bit tapered barrel. If you are interested in getting this bit, you can use the code REVIVE10 and save 10% at Erica's ATA. One of my favorite things about doing this work is the immediate changes you see in the nail plate. And like with this one, it was ridged and discolored, and by the time I'm done just buffing it with this bit, it's going to be smooth and back to a normal coloration. So it's, if you have OCD or like ADHD like I do, it's really wonderful. Now the other nails on her foot are normal. They don't have roll any thickness. So I'm just using the diamond bit here, the diamond bit long and lean tapered barrel, to take off the cuticle and just smooth the nails just slightly. It doesn't cut into the nail very much at all. It's great for just removing that excess cuticle. So again, you can see how discolored the large toenail is. That will be reduced to almost nothing by the time I'm through with the pedicure. And you can see on her lesser toes just how scooped the nails really are on the length there. So sometimes it's really difficult to smooth out those nails because of the scoop. It's hard to get into the center of the nail plate, and you might have like a little dip even still after trimming. And unless you really want to make your nails super duper thin, which I do not recommend, it's better just to like leave it alone and let it do its thing, because there's really nothing much you can do about it if it's scooped like that. So here you're going to see me highlight the spicule that would otherwise grow into an ingrown right there. It's a little fuzzy, sorry. But that's the thing you need to make sure you cut off. Because if you leave that alone, that's going to grow into the skin and cause a major problem. So, how's everyone's summer been going? We're now into back to school season. Um, we finished out our summer at a lake I used to go to as a kid up in Pennsylvania called Lake Edinburgh. I don't know if any of you are from Pennsylvania, but we used to go up there. It's about a 30-minute drive from Lake Erie, right it's north of Pittsburgh. We used to go there every summer, me and my brother and my dad. And so I haven't been back in like 20 years. And let me tell you, it's basically the same. It's so cool. It's like stuck in a time warp. So I took my kids and my husband there, and we spent a week up there and went to Lake Erie and swam in the lake, and it was great. So now we're back into the swing of things, and school started. I've got a seventh grader now, a fifth grader, and a first grader. So, and everybody's busy with sports. My oldest is doing travel soccer, which starts next weekend for games. So that's going to be interesting and tiring, I'm sure. And my son is playing flag football, and my youngest is starting her first season at soccer. So we'll see how she likes that. So what are you guys up to? Do you have family or do you have kids in school? And where do they go? Do they go to college? Are they in elementary school? Are they in the middle there? I'd love to hear more about that. So put that in the comments for me so I can get to know you guys a little bit better. So I need to take a little poll. In my new space, all the walls are white, and there's one wall that's just built-in bookcases that I'm using for a lot of my storage and display. But all the walls are white, and I don't know how to bring in the color too much without it being overwhelming. I put some peel off wallpaper behind the wall in the bookcases. So I've got some white with gold geometric print in two of the bookcases, and in the center I have like a dark navy with gold floral print, which looks really cool. And then on one side of my table facing the customer, I have the same navy wallpaper sort of decorating the back panels of the sides of the table. But that's basically it. I don't have a ton of color in there yet. I bought some like fake succulents to hang on the wall and like little planters and a couple of hanging plants to bring in some greenery. But I'm just wondering about if I should put like some sort of mural or something up on one of the walls. And so if I do that, I want it to be like a peaceful mural. So I'd like to know what is your Zen place? Like when you think about being in your most relaxing place in your head, like where do you go? Do you go to the mountains? Do you go to the ocean? Do you go to a boat on a lake? Or, I'd love to know because I like to think that probably everybody enjoys a good sunset or something like that. But everyone's different. I just want it to be like pretty relaxing overall to look at. I want it to feel really, not spa-like necessarily, but just you go in, you can breathe deep and just relax. So let me know in the comments what theme is most relaxing for you. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but I do use a dust extractor because these bits kick up a lot of very fine dust particles. I am wearing a mask, and I do use a dust extractor that sucks things out of the air right away. So if you are interested in using a dust extractor, I put the link in the description box as to which one I use. There are a ton, but this one's great because it comes on like a rolling stand and I can move it around the room really easily. But definitely you need to have a dust extracting system if you use an e-file on dry toes or nails, and because you got to protect your lungs and your client's lungs too. Right here, I found a vertical split in her nail. This nail is super dry, and it's disconnected pretty far back. I was trying to salvage some of the length, but I'm going to have to take it down a little bit more because it just splintered right down the nail from the basically midway to the free edge. So because it's attached pretty high up in the center, I'm going to have a kind of a wonky looking nail now, but at least it won't be tearing on her when she goes back home. The clear drops I just put on her nails is a product called Sachet Callus Softener, or Callus Care. I can't remember the exact title, but the product is Sachet, S-A''S-H-A. And it's really good at softening the dead skin cells and letting me get all that debris out a little bit easier. So these second toes have these sides that face the big toe that tend to curl in. And because of that, they are a little bit more difficult to trim. They're very sensitive. And the reason why they're doing that is because her toes get compressed together in her shoe wear so much over time that the nail wants to curl inward from the external pressure. So I'm just trying to be extra cautious in making sure that all of the nail is trimmed properly here so that it doesn't end up hurting her in the coming weeks. So after I'm done cleaning and shaping the nails, I use the sachet again and rub it all over the soles of the feet to allow it, give it a couple seconds to start breaking down some of that skin, and that allows me to exfoliate the soles of the feet a lot easier, and it's super effective. And then I use a FootLogix foot scrub to smooth out and exfoliate stuff off of the lower legs and just clean off the feet in general. After that, I do a nice relaxing foot and leg massage, which I will not picture here, but this is where she started, and this is where she is today. When she started and where she is today. She's very happy, I'm very happy, and I hope you had a great time watching. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and hopefully I'll see you in the next week or two with another video. Take care.